The Flash has some serious villains, and then also ones that aren't serious, but there's, you know, the favorites that everyone really knows. But you know what? I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit today. I'm gonna be a little disturber because some of these people are overrated. They're not as good as you think they are, and yeah, I'm gonna make you mad today. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. In at 10, Captain Cold. Leonard Snart was raised by an father and took refuge with his grandfather, who worked in an ice truck. When his grandfather died, Snart grew tired of his father's and set out to start a criminal career, because that's a healthy coping mechanism. Snart joined up with a group of small-time thieves in planning out a robbery, and he was issued a gun with a visor to protect his eyes against the flash. But I mean like the flash of the gun, not the flash as in the superhero. But this visor design would later be adapted into his trademark costume. In recent years, he's like added like a radio receiver to it, and you can pick up police traffic or like police radio with it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I know that a whole bunch of people love Captain Cold, but okay? When he decided to go solo, and like, yeah, he's really smart about it, but like, he shouldn't be able to hold his own against the Flash. He shouldn't. I'm sorry. Like, I get that he has a cold gun, and like, cold is the opposite of fast because it slows molecules down or whatever the hell the explanation was. But come on. Like, sure, you shattered Johnny Quick's leg, but if I am faster than a frickin' bullet, I'm gonna be faster than a cold flame. Alright, I am. That's just how it works. That's normal. Sorry. 8 and 9, Cobalt Blue. While in the comics, Malcolm Thawne is the lost twin brother of Barry Allen, in the show, that's not really the same thing. In the Arrowverse, Cobalt Blue is Eddie Thawne, who is brought back by the Negative Speed Force in order to make him their avatar. To erase Reverse Flash from the timeline, Eddie shoots himself in the heart in the end of season 1, since he's a direct ancestor of Reverse Flash. But his death created a paradox, since Eddie didn't leave behind any children to continue the Thawne name like he was supposed to. So Eobard Thawne is never born, but he still keeps showing up in the goddamn show. The paradox also created a wormhole that opened and started expanding, pulling Eddie's body to it, and then like it was supposed to swallow up Central City. But this wormhole actually sent him to 2049, where Eddie was then resurrected by the Negative Speed Force. He originally worked as a scientist at Mercury Labs known as Malcolm Gilmore until he was struck by a red lightning bolt from the Negative Speed Force. But the way that his storyline ends, series finale spoilers for The Flash by the way, is that Barry convinces him to let go of the hate, but still stay the Negative Speed Force avatar. Yeah, they have a climactic battle with all the speedster villains of seasons past that lasts like a minute, and then they all disappear, and then they just shake hands at the end. So yeah, I'm gonna say Cobalt Blue, even though we were all waiting for it, is kind of overrated when it comes to the show. And at 8, Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd is a Flash rogue from Africa's Gorilla City. The original Grodd, which debuted in DC Comics in 1959, was a telepath who could control other animals and had a form of mind control as well over humans. In the New 52, all inhabitants of Gorilla City had accelerated mental attributes due to the Speed Force, but Grodd was still the superior member of their species. On The Flash in the CW, Grodd is a very intelligent gorilla experimented on by Star Labs to try to create a super soldier for the US government. However, the and unethical treatment caused him to grow angry and evil, and he escaped seeking vengeance. Grodd has powerful mind control powers on top of superhuman strength and enhanced intellect, and at one point even combined with the Flash to be a psychopathic, telepathic gorilla with super speed. So I mean, like, we should be scared of him. Like, yeah, that makes sense, and his pop figure's pretty cool. But other than that, I get that like he's a telepathic gorilla, but it's still super speed. You shouldn't really have to worry when it's super speed. How are you able to control my mind if it's able to move at super speed? I'm gonna say that every single damn time. And at 7, Weather Wizard. Barry was struck by lightning. Why does weather have any impact on this man? Meteorological man, known as the Weather Wizard, was a menace to both Barry Allen and Wally West's versions of the Flash, and one of the most overpowered super criminals that they ever faced in the comics. First appearing in 1959's The Flash number 110, criminal Mark Martin armed himself with the Weather Wand, which was an advanced piece of technology which could control eolic energy. Martin took the wand from his deceased brother, who was a scientist who never intended on that object to leave the lab, but with some modifications, it became a weapon for, you know, criminals. At full power, the wand could summon lightning storms, rain clouds, or change the weather entirely, which I don't know why it's listed separate from summoning lightning storms, but oh well. And whatever the weather, Martin could use his mighty powers to rob banks and cause mass panic, kind of like the world's weirdest postman. A later reimagining of the Weather Wizard would see him actually just granted metahuman abilities and lets him control the weather without using the wand, and he's also appeared on the Flash TV show as one of the metahumans created by the Particle Accelerator, which also gave Barry his powers. However, in the show there are two versions, one appearing in the first episode that Joe West kills, and then a second who appears in episode 16 of that same season, both of them being the Martin brothers, Clyde being the first and Mark being the second. But still, again, he has super speed. Why should I be scared of rain? Why should I be scared of rain? Oh no, you're gonna shoot lightning at me? I have super speed, I'm going to go around it. It just doesn't make sense. Come on, give me something to chew on. And at 6, Rainbow Raider. The reason that the good guys are good is because of their morals, okay? Because they have, like, they channel their anger into something positive, because they can control themselves. But what happens when a hero with powers like Superman is filled with white hot rage? Okay, well, I mean, we saw it in Injustice, but someone able to cause these emotions, such as Rainbow Raider, makes them pretty damn powerful sometimes. Rainbow Raider's powers are derived entirely from the special goggles that he wears, which allows him to project solid beams of rainbow colored light that he can use offensively or for like a travel as like a slide. It's kind of stupid the way he does it, but oh well. But in addition, he can coat people in certain colors of light to induce certain emotions. There have also been the Rainbow Raiders, which was a team of supervillains that all had like specific color themes that had powers based on their color of the rainbow. But still, just the ability to induce emotion by covering someone in light is enough to make Roy G. Biv pretty kind of scary, but I mean, also, it's super speed. Again, if he has to eat like 1,000,000 tacos over the course of a month to be able to maintain his metabolism and his body, I feel like, you know, oh no, I'm angry. Oh, now I'm not, because, you know, I have super speed and it just wore off. Come on, right? Am I right? I feel like I'm right. Is it just me? How am I doing at number 5? Godspeed. August Hart is the former detective partner of Barry Allen. Okay, August was the only witness to Barry's accident, and while going after a criminal organization called the Black Hole, August was struck by lightning during a Speed Force storm in Central City. August then became the ruthless vigilante known as Godspeed and got his revenge on those he suspected to have killed his brother. He had given up justice since, you know, his killer's brother had gotten free, and, you know, all the things that an evil speedster ends up doing. But I mean, for someone that calls themselves Godspeed, you ain't moving at the speed of gods, alright? I'm just saying. You can keep scrolling, I'm riffing now. It's kinda dumb, alright? If you're gonna call yourself Godspeed, at least make sure that you're actually like very fast, not just like very fast in comparison to a human. Like, come on, the amount of times that they're like, oh, I am the god of speed, and they're not, is just sad. And you know what? There's another one that I'm about to talk about. In at 4, Savitar. Don't get me wrong, okay? I love Savitar as a villain, and despite it possibly being controversial, yet brave, I think that the CW took the Future Flash story and made it work for TV. But where I'm thinking that Savitar is overrated is the Flash DCEU movie, okay? I liked the story, the base was there, but it just kind of felt like the Savitar or Dark Flash thing was put in there for merchandising reasons, or because the CW version was so dope, not because it like organically fit the story. Like, yeah, it made sense that he knocks himself out of the Speed Force to be created, like the Paradox creation for the CW version, but in the movie we see him once when he's coming back from saving his mom, and then he's never mentioned again until the climax. Like, I liked that he had like the metal suit because he kept getting shoved full of like the Krypton tech, but like, come on, I called it. I called that he'd be the other Tyler Barry as soon as we saw him the first time. And then, as soon as he got like that first bit of Krypton tech in his arm, I called the rest. It felt kind of forced. Like, the marketing team said that they needed to advertise a villain for the movie instead of the villain just being the Paradox itself. But yeah, there's a reason that this guy didn't show up in the trailers, because he didn't really show up in the movie either. Getting close to the end at number 3, Mirror Master. While Mirror Master never seemed like much more than a B-grade supervillain in Flash's rogues gallery, his powers at times make him a lot more. Before he became a Flash villain, the second Mirror Master, Evan McCulloch, was an assassin in Scotland who was already pretty formidable, alright? If you're an assassin that hasn't gotten caught, I should say. However, once he got his mirror gun, he became more powerful. Obviously, it's a freaking mirror gun. The mirror gun gives Mirror Master the ability to travel to an alternate dimension by entering and exiting any reflective surface. On top of being a significant pain in Flash's ass, Mirror Master has also fought Animal Man and was someone that gave him all that he could handle. But I mean, in comparison to the Flash, yeah, Animal Man is gonna have a harder time. The CW used the Sam Scudder version and was only like a minor villain, but honestly, being able to travel through mirrors like that, he should have been more powerful, okay? He trapped the Flash in the mirror dimension, but then they just kind of froze it and he was able to get out. So obviously, there's not really any more threat that this guy poses other than being able to get away when you really think about it. So yeah, sorry Mirror Master fans, but dude's kinda lame. But ultimately, in at number 2, Black Flash. However, there is one speedster that every speedster is scared of, that speedster being the Black Flash. Black Flash is the Grim Reaper of the Speed Force, making his first appearance in The Flash Volume 2, number 138 in 1998. He was seen before the deaths of several speedsters, including Barry Allen, Johnny Quick, and Bart Allen. In essence, not only making him the embodiment of death, but also the speedster omen of death. In the CW Arrowverse, he was Hunter Zolomon after being caught by time wraiths, and was killed in the season 3 finale by Killer Frost when he came after Savitar, since the Paradox was finally catching up with him. In the comics, thanks to the combined efforts of multiple speedsters, including Jesse Quick, Jay Garrick, and Max Mercury, Wally was able to race Black Flash to the end of time, causing death to have no meaning, which didn't matter for long since Barry later returns in the Flash Rebirth, becoming the new Black Flash unknowingly. But like, that doesn't make sense to me, personally, okay? Like, how are you able to race death to the end of time and then death has no meaning? If you are at the end of time, the only thing there is death. So, how does that work? I mean, he's dope, he looks really cool, but just his rules are what make him stupid. Sorry. And finally, in at number 1, Reverse Flash. There you go. That's it. Okay, sure, he's the fastest in the show, but he's just annoying. Like, he keeps coming back too much, okay? Let's let some other people shine. We don't need the Reverse Flash every single goddamn time. Every crossover, every finale, every damn instance that there's like, oh, it's an evil Barry, it's not an evil Barry, it's Reverse Flash. So yeah, cut it out and just give us someone else, please, for the love of God. And speaking of something else, be sure you click on the video that's popping up on screen now, because it's something else. Thanks for watching. Get it? See what I did there?